The surfing violinist and Deli Mellies present Back in the Kitchen, Masala Vlog 50. So in the last 2 years, with my new responsibilities in the surf shop, reconnecting with my most beloved athletic pastime, and reincorporating it into my lifestyle, my commitment to getting back into the kitchen, because life is too short to live without masala, has had to take a back seat. So in an effort to take my own advice and finally sharpen the chef's knife I bought so I could serve as Melissa's sous chef and research and development recipe tester with this vlog, it is time once again for me to get back in the kitchen and cook something. For a long time, I've wanted to do some kind of variation of the Top Chef Quickfire Challenge filtered through our American Indian parody version of a cooking show episode with our Red Moon Bakery Fusion Food Challenge back in India. So I present to you our own TSV and Deli Melli Fusion Food Challenge. I'm calling it the Passport Food Processor, and it goes like this. Both contestants have to cook 2 staple dishes from 2 culinary traditions that are well executed, with only the slightest variation in terms of presentation or innovation in seasoning and taste. Then the contestants will have to find a way to use the 2 dishes as the building blocks to invent or at least impose a substantially new twist on a fusion food dish. In addition, the contestants will be required to use 1 ingredient from both culinary traditions that is a bit off the beaten path and not featured in either of the original dishes, as well as an ingredient from a 3rd culinary tradition that is equally off the map, so to speak. For our purposes, since this is the Masala vlog, one of the culinary traditions every month will of course be Indian, and the other will be variable. Eventually, hopefully as I get my chops in the kitchen a little bit more up to snuff, and once we familiarize ourselves with the restraints of the challenge, we will impose time limits and maybe have some kind of spin the wheel gimmick to pick which region of Indian food and which other global cuisine we use. The other thing I've been putting off is finally using the other tool of my trade in the service of masala, and that is my violin. I've played some Bollywood tunes for Deli Melli's events, but I've still been too shy to share them on the internet because I'm afraid they're not good enough for social media scrutiny. But one thing weekly violin gigging has taught me is that even when I play in a way that I'm not personally satisfied with, there are many in the audience who enjoy it, and the act of playing new tunes usually sets off a chain reaction of requests, opening me up to a whole new world of tunes I've never heard of or would have never thought of without somebody reminding me. So with this 50th Masala vlog, I'm committing to 1 new cover a month. I'll put this on my 2nd channel to avoid copyright strikes on the main channel. Link will be in the description. And to masala it up, I'm going to impose my own musical version of the Passport Food Processor Challenge on my monthly violin output. 1 Bollywood cover and 1 other cover. And then the challenge to compose an 8-bar phrase that incorporates elements of both songs and their respective music traditions that I will then use as a backing track in future vlogs so you don't have to listen to the backing tracks I made in India 10 years ago exclusively. I will be taking a lot of inspiration from the stellar fusion work Chris Ashok made on occasions, especially when I was in India, which always inspired me. And to marry these concepts together a bit better, eventually the Violin Fusion Challenge will inform the Fusion Food Processor Challenge and vice versa. Instead of dinner and a movie, the Masala vlog will feature a song and a dish. Each culture will have a corresponding song that goes with it either lyrically or tonally or emotionally. Eventually, that is. The first one, I think I'm just going to pick random songs. Just like with the Passport Fusion Food Processor, 3 elements will have to be added that in some way serve as musical analogs for the added 3 ingredients and produce a new fusion recipe of rhythm, tone, melody, and harmony in an exciting new way. So the Passport Food Processor. Let's do it. I already know what food challenge I'll be imposing for the first challenge, which we'll tackle in the March vlog. But the music challenge, I'm open to suggestions. I've got a few ideas, so I might just go along with those. But do start giving me ideas of songs that you would like to hear covered from an Indian tradition and from somewhere else that we could fuse together for a new 8-bar phrase. And the way when I say 8-bar phrase, it's usually it'll probably just start off, it'll be an 8-bar phrase that kind of builds upon itself. We're not talking like real song. This will probably just be soundtrack kind of stuff. So what is a Bollywood song you've always wanted to hear on violin? And what is a song from another music or movie industry you've always wanted to hear on violin that when you fuse the 2 could make some interesting 3rd connection? Let me know. So in the next couple months, I'll be getting back into the kitchen because life is too short to live without masala. To see these videos early, without ads, join the lineup here on YouTube. You just need a YouTube account, and for $1.99 a month, you click this little join button and sign up to get early and ad-free access to 4 monthly vlogs: the surf vlog, the violin vlog, the masala vlog, and the family vlog. Thank you very much.